Hi, welcome back to Slush Pal Stories. I am your host, Jen Manske Fenske, where we talk about stories behind the songs that I write. Today's topic is Fountain of Love. Release week, Fountain of Love, my new indie pop single, came into the world 8 days ago. So today's video, Slush Pal Stories, where we talk about all these stories and all the behind the scenes stuff, is all about a couple noodles from Fountain of Love. Noodles is my catch-all term for kind of just stuff going around my brain. The first one is the phrase blooms off the rose. So you hear that in the chorus, blooms off the rose. And that phrase comes from my mother. So when I was a teenager growing up, she, let's say you came home and you said, I don't like my boyfriend. She'd say, blooms off the rose. And it was just her way of getting a little nosy. And so that has come into my family now. So like, let's say a kid comes home from soccer. Soccer was boring. I'd say blooms off the rose. And so it's just become this funny way of saying, maybe things aren't so good there. T-shirt. Okay. I have some merch ideas and it's like devil's trying to catch me lacking or every word I write is true. I don't know. What do you think? I'm also kind of going with, I have nothing nice to say, which is how I feel currently. Current climate. I have nothing nice to say. Okay. Also, I have another thing to tell you about is my lyric video, which is out, and it is on this very YouTube. So we shot a lyric video. Now, a lyric video is the first one ever I've ever done in my life. And it is, it's kind of different, right? Because you want a lyric video to have a cool background. So the words are important. So you don't want a lot of things going on. And for me, authentically, I wanted to have my own video. So I brought Jonathan into my collaborating, and we ended up in Falls Park, where he set up this really cool shot. Falls Park is in Greenville, and there's these beautiful waterfalls. So we were thinking, waterfalls, Fountain of Love, but not too much on the nose, right? And then the idea was that I would just be sort of in the background, like you almost don't see me. And so he set up this really cool shot where I'm by the water, but I'm just kind of there. And then we looped that a couple times. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. And then he made space for the words at the bottom in the rock. So I don't know. I think it turned out, and it was made for $0 because that's how we roll in this indie music world. So an iPhone and a couple of apps, which I don't know. I feel like it's resourceful. It's art, right? You're trying to make it in the world and send it out there. And some of that just means finding tools and making it work. So those are a couple of noodles from my brain. Thank you for streaming Fountain of Love. Thank you for the texts and the calls and the notes, audio messages, and all of the nice social media attention. It is really cool to know that it's out there. And it's different than a novel. It's different than a poem. Very different. It's very immediate, right? When I wrote a book, you had to go to the bookstore or order it online or download it, an audiobook, and you have to be really intentional about that. The difference with a song is like, oh, hey, I'm streaming a song. So how many songs did you listen to today, right? You just in your pockets, wherever. And so I feel like it's more vulnerable because you can hear the first couple beats, and you can say, I hate that. Whereas with a book, if you bought the book and brought it home, you probably are like kind of invested a little bit. So I feel like there's a big difference between putting a novel into the world and putting a song. The song part feels a little scarier. Although I was pretty scared when I released my 2 books. Anyway, okay, rattling on, yapping on. Thanks for being here. This has been Jen and Slush Pal Stories, and we'll see you next time. Bye.